What up, YouTube? You already know. Big Lou tapping back in. What it do with Big Lou? NFZR2. Baby. First time you come into the channel, be highly appreciated if you sub, like, shared, you subbed, liked, and shared the channel with your family, friends, folks, peoples, gente, buddies, pals, amigos, and like us, Puerto Ricanos, Boricuas, Potorros, Jibaritos, PRs, Ricans, Spanish cats, say panas, right? Also, if you're hitting that subscribe button for the first time, be sure to hit that bell notification and select the option all, and you'll get alert each and every time anything is dropped from this channel. If it's a pre-recorded video like what I'm doing here, live stream, or a shorts. Um, so this video is not going to be too long. It's just I meant to drop this video a few days ago, but having problems with the phone, and I've been borrowing my little cousin's what do you call that, tablet thing or iPad, whatever it's called. I don't know. No, it's not an iPad. It's a tablet. Anyways, so as you guys seen from the thumbnail, Devin Haney, the undisputed king at 135, champion, professional boxer, got arrested in LA for weapons possession. Um, that's all I know. But I'm gonna go ahead and read the article. One of the articles that I found. And if you guys don't know, you guys are hearing it with me here and now for the first time. Give me 1 second. So, like I just mentioned, Devin Haney, boxing star, arrested. Cops say semi-automatic gun found in car. So boxing star Devin Haney was arrested on Thursday morning following a night out in Hollywood after cops say they found a semi-automatic handgun in his car during a routine traffic stop. The 30-0 fighter, who's coming off a huge win over Vasilio Lomachenko, was out at Catch LA on Wednesday night. When just a few minutes after he left the hotspot around midnight, law enforcement tells TMZ Sports cops pulled over his ride due to an unsafe lane change and failure to use turn signals. According to authorities, Haney was not driving, but the person who was told officers during the stop there was a firearm inside of the car. Cops say they then got Haney and his security out of the car, and when they searched the vehicle, they say they found a semi-automatic handgun under the driver's seat. Law enforcement tells us no one took ownership of the gun, and since the car was registered to Haney, he was arrested and booked for felony possession of a concealed firearm. Jail records show he was released at 8:12 a.m. Thursday on a $35,000 bail. He's due in court for a hearing on the matter next month. Haney has become one of the biggest stars in boxing after recording impressive wins in the last couple of years over Lomachenko, George Kambosos Jr., Joseph Diaz Jr., and Yuri Ortiz Gamboa. Prior to his arrest, Haney got into a Twitter spat with Teofimo Lopez and appeared to challenge him to be his next opponent. Okay, this is kind of weird now. So I didn't know too much I didn't really know what was going on there as far as details. So he's not driving. They get pulled over. It just makes you wonder, like, if you know you're riding, remember that song? You're gonna catch me riding dirty, gonna catch me riding dirty. So if you know you're driving your car around and you got firearms and other contraband in your vehicle, especially leaving a nightclub, right, or a bar or a strip joint or anything like that where alcohol's served, A lot of cops will just post up and wait for people to leave these places, knowing that people are going to be inebriated when they leave, right? And then you're going to be making lane changes and not use your turn signal. I mean, that's just automatic for them to pull you over, right? Those are infractions, right? Those are infractions to get you pulled over. Driving is a privilege. It's not a right. It's a privilege. So if you're being stopped for infractions, that when you change your lanes, especially leaving a place like that, in that cop's mind or that deputy's mind, he's thinking, "Oh, got me one," right? And I know people say there's no quotas, but there's quotas, right? I mean, how do you think cities, make a lot of their money from tickets? You know what I'm saying? All kinds of different tickets. Might not just be traffic tickets. It could be code enforcement tickets. It could be code enforcement. Usually the one though with your yard being clean, cars in your yard, cars in your backyard, your yard not being kept up, whatever it might be, eyesore in the neighborhood, whatever, right? But that's how a lot of money gets generated to go back into the community. You know what I'm saying? Um, you can't tell me that when that mornings that they're do their little, uh, I don't even know what it's called. Their shift, starting their shift, that their watch commander or their sergeant or their lieutenant doesn't have a conversation with people that they're behind and whatever, right? Nonetheless, excuse me. If you're on top of your A game, then you don't have to worry about getting pulled over. You know what I'm saying? If you're driving within the speed limit, you're making turns using your turn signal. You're changing lanes using your turn signal. Things like that. Don't bring attention to yourself. If you're not riding legitly, don't bring attention to yourself, right? But on top of all that, now because it said originally that he got arrested for the pistol, but then when I read it, it said that once he was removed from the car and his security, that thing was they were told that it was in the car and they found it under the seat, and because nobody said, "Oh yeah, that's mine," they took him. They probably took both of them to jail. I mean, I know I think it said only Devin went to jail, right? Uh, but they in the article there it said they called the other person his security. So what kind of security you got working for you, man? You got a guy that's not even gonna claim his own weapon, or you got a guy that's sloppy like that? I don't understand. A world you're a world champion at boxing. Not one belt, not two belts, not three belts, but four belts plus the Ring Magazine title, and you're the lineal champion. So and you got actual five belts and six, with that last one being a name. You know what I mean? I don't understand. You're making all this good money. Why aren't you making sure if that's the case, that your security isn't in place correctly? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make no sense to me. These sports players, man, are making all this big time money, man. There's a lot of them too over the years. There's been so many of them. Um, but the ones as of late, we're talking John Morant. And, Aldon Smith always comes to mind because he's been having problems for some years now. Javante Davis, he just got out, I think yesterday or the day before. Mayweather had to go do a little time. Mayweather's was a family thing, but I'm talking about more so these guys going out there being basketball players, football players, boxers, and MMA guys, whatever, and having firearms and stuff on them or around them. Not legitly. If you're gonna have a security team around you or a bodyguard around you, why isn't that dude fully legit? Uh, you know, uh, just doesn't make no sense. Doesn't make no sense, man. And I hate to say it, or see it, but some of these guys make bonehead, dodo bird decisions on their life once they become famous, and they throw it down the drain, like Aaron Hernandez, like what's his name, Ray Caruth, guys, you know what I mean, like that, Ray Rice. It's unfortunate, but this type of shit happens. You know what I mean? This type of shit happens. This type of shit happens because for whatever reason, either they can't let go of that lifestyle that they used to live at one point, or in other occasions, such as the six whiny, and they even said with Tupac, they're trying to live a gangster lifestyle, which they weren't even raised up that way. Um, and then they get caught up in the drama in the midst of things. You know what I mean? One guy decides to rat, the other guy decides to get further involved and gets his life taken. Uh, you know what I mean? And then you got a guy like Nipsey Hussle who calls somebody a rat, and you know that's a no-no in the streets, especially if the dude's not a rat. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets his life taken, and that's what happens. I mean, what do you expect? Calling somebody a rat like that, you're putting that guy's life in danger by saying that, because not everybody's going to be like, well, let me see the paperwork. You got paperwork on them? Not everybody's going to be like that. A lot of people are just going to take whatever they hear as gold. You know what I mean? As gospel. Hopefully, as this goes more forward, we find out a little bit more about exactly what's going on there with this case, because I don't really trust and believe things that come out of the media, because for one, it's a business at the end of the day, so they're going to try to snatch your attention, by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying, uh, to get you from going to the competitors. You know what I'm saying? So in this case, it was TMZ Sports. You know what I'm saying? So I read their article. So they're gonna try to get you to read their stuff instead of CBS Sports, or instead of ESPN Sports, instead of whatever other brand names out there for sports news. You know what I mean? So by putting a fancy title, meaning kind of clickbait, I guess, in a sense. I mean, maybe not so much in this, because somebody did get arrested. He did get arrested for that, but a lot of times you'll see that. And then once you dive into it a little bit more, you start finding out that, oh, that's not exactly the case, or, this or that. You know what I mean? So I'm going to, see what comes out the next few days. See, a little more gets brought to light. And it's one of them. It's just unfortunate, for him that he's going through this, but it's also his own his own doing. I mean, come on, man, you're a professional boxer now. You've been a world champion already now for a couple of years. Uh, you're making good money now, real good money. You should have the best of the best when it comes to having security, if that's the case, a security guard or bodyguard, whatever you want to call them. That's legit. No felonies. That's a lot. A license to carry. You know what I'm saying? Concealed carry weapon. Concealed carry. They can carry the weapon on them. Because if you can't carry one on you, I mean, how good can you do your job? I mean, you could do your job probably good, but not as good as you can with it. If it ever gets to that point where somebody pulls out something too. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by that. But anyways, that's just a little video to drop something. I might drop something else later on, but this Devin Haney thing, just wanted to bring light to it on the channel and give my little 2 cents a little bit about it. That being said, it's supposed to be here in California. It's supposed to be 109 today. It was the way it was saying was going to be by 10, 11 o'clock. It was going to be almost mid 90s. So I said, let me go take care of these dogs. And clean up after them and feed them and give them fresh water. Put the swimming pool out, you know what I mean, for the other dogs. Not Daisy and Champ. They're in the air conditioner right now. Um, Hopefully they didn't tear nothing up. But with that being said, everybody enjoy your remainder of your weekend here on this Sunday. I think it's about 12:30 right now, and I'll be tapping in. Big Lou out.